All right, all right, all right. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. We're here one more time. Yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton, your domestic violence counselor. All right, give me a minute and we're gonna get started. It's been a couple of weeks off, but always brushing up for new improvements and new material. Okay? This paper here is called Our Inability to Accept Personal Responsibilities. What is that? Our inability to accept personal responsibility. We all have a responsibility in life, and many of us don't take on that responsibility. We have a responsibility to our families, and most of all, we have a responsibility in society, and most of all, we have a responsibility to oneself, ourselves. All right, it says, our inability to accept personal responsibility. When it comes to most people, taking a personal responsibility and accepting responsibility for our own level of mistakes and the multitude of issues and problems many times we find ourselves in, that also includes the denial factor we bring to situations when we exclude ourselves from the part we play. All right? We got many times that we exclude ourselves, we separate ourselves. This is your fault. This is your fault. It is your issue, and you must fix it because it's yours, right? Sometimes some people might even look at that as a cowardly way to back out the part you play. All right, number one said, do you or have you ever been known to have problems forgiving yourself because you're waiting for other people to forgive you first? Do you or have you ever been known to have problems forgiving yourself because you're waiting for other people to forgive you first? Is that an issue with you? I mean, we got a problem, we got different stuff. I try to put Mike over here, but you know, it's okay. We're gonna work on that, all right? Number two, are you known to allow your problems you have in the areas of forgiving yourself to stop you or block you from seeking and reaching your full potential in life? Are you known to allow the problems that you have in certain areas of your life of forgiving yourself to stop you or block you from seeking and searching for your full potential? That is it's a true fact with many people. It's a permanent fact with me at times too. And I'm continually brushing up on those things. But we can be overwhelmed. I mean, still holding on to those past things that happened. Those things that's not happening today, but happened in the past. Those reminders we get. People remind you. Even driving past a home sometimes, driving in the neighborhood can remind one of some things that's going on, some problems that's going on. And we can allow those things to block us from moving forward. Let it go. Let it go. All right? And number three. Are you known to overwhelm yourself, focusing on all the things you see and believe other people have that you don't have, and do you allow those things to stop you from focusing on the things that you have? You know, tripping. It's always going to be a Donald Trump over you. It's always going to be somebody who got more than you. It's always going to be someone that got a house and you don't have a house. But guess what? You can get a house. But what about that place you got? What about that little apartment maybe that you got? What about that studio? What about being grateful for that? If you're grateful for that, many people, and some people, and I've heard this many times and I believe it, that I need to show God that I appreciate, for those that believe, I appreciate what I have. And once God, I believe, knows that you appreciate the little things, he'll give you bigger things. All right? Now, number four, do you focus on the progress of, do you focus on the process, the progress, or on your own progression? Do you focus on your progress or on your own progression? Many people, a lot of us people, we get to this place of looking at how things are not working out. We're not focusing on how things are working out, and we attack ourselves with that. And there is some progress in everything. Not all things, but in many, many things, there's progress. But many times we're always down on ourselves, looking and focusing on our progression instead of our progress. All right? And how we progress. All right? Number 5. Do you deal with your own inabilities when it comes to accepting responsibility, when it comes to the direction you're going in life? Do you deal with your own inabilities when it comes to accepting responsibility, when it comes to the direction you're going in life? Many of us have an inability. I had an inability. I had a learning disability which set off an inability to move forward, or to make me believe that I couldn't move forward and stuff like that. And so after some time of pain, some time of stress, I found that it was necessary for me to go back to school and polish up on those things that I was lacking, those things that I believed I was lacking, that belief system that I once had, that I was not better than or smarter than some or most, right? And so I've done the work and I've gotten the reward. All right, thank you. And so can you. Number 6, when you're in a situation of a relationship conflict or a relationship confrontation, do you have an inability to accept personal responsibility when it comes to the things you say and the things you do to your relationship partner? Do you have an inability when it comes to those things? Because we tend to say, I said that because I was, I don't know how to say nothing right. I don't know how to keep my mouth closed, and come on. All right. Number 7, closing out. Number 7, excuse me. Are you now willing to accept personal responsibility when it comes to finishing your 52 weeks of domestic violence classes? Are you now willing to accept your own responsibility and what you once thought was an inability to accept and finish your 52 weeks of domestic violence classes? Number 8, closing out. All right. Are you now willing to accept your own personal responsibility and challenge your old inability that puts you in a position to argue and fight and abuse someone you claim to love? Are you now willing to accept your own personal responsibility and challenge your old inability that puts you in a position to argue and fight and abuse someone you claim to love? Are you willing to work on that? I hope you are. That's going to be it for now. Yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton. Thank you for attending my group.